Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for another edition of your Monday Night Raw reviews. It is your November 6th, 2017 edition of Monday Night Raw, and tonight's edition of Raw was clearly a little bit different because you had the European tour going on, and of course, Monday Night Raw was pre-recorded here tonight. It was a taped show here tonight from the UK. It was filmed at 3, so in American time, it was filmed at 3 o'clock. Eastern time in New York, it was filmed at 3 o'clock. So, spoilers were out there. And I, unfortunately, was spoiled by WWE themselves. How the hell are you going to send out a notification? WWE sends out a notification from their WWE Network app saying, new champions crowned on Raw tonight. Spoilers. Breaking news spoilers. Are you fucking kidding me? Why would you tweet that out? Or why would you send out that notification? Are you kidding me? There was one championship match on this show here tonight. One. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So clearly going into the show, we had new tag team champions. So that was absolutely fucking bullshit on WWE's part. Why would you send out that notification? I was immediately spoiled. I said, what the fuck is wrong with the WWE? And you know what? I'm pissed off that Sheamus and Cesaro won the tag team championships because it quite honestly ruined what we were going to go into as being one of the best matches, probably the only matchup I was really excited for going into Survivor Series, and that is Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus the Usos. That was the matchup I wanted to see the most, and WWE did not keep that the same. I'm saying The Miz versus Baron Corbin. Okay, change one of those guys around. Have The Miz lose his Intercontinental Championship. Didn't happen. Alexa Bliss versus Natalya? What the fuck? Have one of those guys lose the championships. Didn't happen. And the matchup that people actually wanted to see, the matchup I'm saying, oh, don't change the titles around, that's actually good, happens. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god, WWE, come on, bro. So simple. Oh, Lord. Anyways, besides that, this show, they put on some exciting stuff for the UK crowd here tonight. A lot of illogical booking decisions, giving Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe away on free television. Gotta be kidding me with that one. You really do, even though they handled that matchup very well here tonight, and they booked that very well. Why are you giving that feud away on free television? That is a feud that should be going into pay-per-view, bro. Big 4 pay-per-view, if you ask me. You shouldn't be giving that away on Monday Night Raw. You really shouldn't, bro. That struck me the wrong way. Definitely did. You had Pete Dunne, the UK champion, on Monday Night Raw here tonight, fighting Enzo Amore. And I get it, the bruiserweight, he's 205, he's 205 pounds, he's the UK champion, you're in the United Kingdom, but why Enzo Amore? Imagine if it would have been just a couple weeks ago, and Neville would have still been your cruiserweight champion. Now imagine Neville versus Pete Dunne. Now that's a matchup I want to see. We'll discuss that in more detail, bro. But Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw here tonight, I enjoyed the hell out of that. You had an opening segment with The Miz and Kurt Angle. Run-of-the-mill Monday Night Raw opening, if you tell me. The women up to the same overly scripted, generic garbage that we always see them up to. Pretty much a run-of-the-mill Monday Night Raw, except we were in the UK. So, that's pretty much it. And then the New Day appeared at the end. Why? To screw over Monday Night Raw again. But we will talk about all that. That's really what happened on Monday Night Raw here tonight. Things went down. Not a good show. By no means was this a good show whatsoever. There was still a lot of bullshit. There was still a lot of that 3-hour filler. But since you were in that UK atmosphere here tonight, The crowd was a little better, a lot better actually. The crowd was very good here tonight, and things happened on this show. Were they all good? Far from it. Was there still filler on this show? Hell yes. So, I mean, we will talk about everything that happened on this show here tonight. But before we do get into all of that, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. There's so much of the content to go check out as well, bro. You got Behind the Mic uploaded this Saturday, doing very, very well on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure to go check that one out, bro. Breaking news on that one. Shane McMahon, he announced it Thursday, I believe, of last week. AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal going into Smackdown Live tomorrow. And the current rumor is that AJ Styles will be winning the WWE Championship from Jinder Mahal and facing Brock Lesnar at the Survivor Series. So we have the latest breaking news on that. So if you do want to go check that out, if you want to get all that in detail, plus all the other news stories, all the other biggest news stories of the week, make sure to go check out Behind the Mic. We had breaking news. Make sure to go check out this video. I was very excited to talk about this. Chris Jericho going into a matchup with Kenny Omega, New Japan's biggest star, Kenny Omega, at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Make sure to go check that one out. Very, very exciting news. Probably one of the biggest wrestling news stories. Probably the biggest wrestling news story all week. So make sure to go check that one out. That was a very, very cool video. About 10 minutes right there. Make sure to go check that out. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Wrestle Kingdom 12. It's happening, bro. Make sure to go check that out. You had Raw and SmackDown reviews for last week, so if you missed that, make sure to go check that one out. Run-of-the-mill SmackDown we had last week, and then you had Monday Night Raw with the same old bullshit, so you already know what to expect over there. Make sure to go check that out. And of course, everything coming for the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver War Games are quickly approaching. Those double pay-per-view weeks where you have NXT on Saturday and War Games or a Big Four pay-per-view on the Sunday. Those are always huge weeks on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. There are like 8 videos uploaded for the week, so make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, I do not know what you're waiting for. That week is coming up very soon, and there's going to be content being pumped out left and right. Your Raw and SmackDown reviews for that week. Your Behind the Mic on Saturday for that week. And of course, we do preview and predictions on that week. So you can expect NXT TakeOver preview and predictions on Friday. And of course, you got Survivor Series preview and predictions on Thursday. So there's big stuff there. So make sure to subscribe, because that big week is coming, as well as your Monday Night Raw review here tonight. And of course, SmackDown tomorrow night will be reviewed on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Any breaking news that comes out, we will report. And any other content that you want. Oh, the end of the year is coming as well. We're already in November. December, at the end of the year, we always do our top 10s. We did them last year. Now we're going to do them top 10 wrestlers for the year. Top 10 wrestlers and gimmick-wise. We do that, right? We do top 10 best matches of the year, which I'm still trying to figure that out. We still might get some matches of the year coming. Some of the matches that I'm already thinking of, no doubt about it. The best match of this year, Pete Dunne, who we saw here tonight on Monday Night Raw, versus Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago. That matchup was phenomenal. You got Asuka and Ember Moon on there, no doubt about it. So you got a lot of matches on there. Nikki Cross and Asuka at that episode of NXT and their Extreme match. So that's coming. That is coming. So make sure to check that out. And if you want some main roster matches, of course, AJ Styles versus John Cena at the Royal Rumble. So we got you covered if you're a main roster junkie. But we're going to be talking the WWE matches of the year, top 10 gimmicks, top 10 overall wrestlers of the year. So who are the best in-ring performers of the year, and just so much other shit. We will be doing top 10s in December. That's going to be a busy Christmas weekend or Christmas break. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Another reason to subscribe. There's a lot of content coming on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, and the best way to stay tuned to that is to subscribe. Twitter account of the same name. Make sure to click on that notification bell. Make sure to support, comment, like, do all that amazing shit. Because for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going into the Monday Night Raw review. And of course, we start off here. I'm actually going to start off with the end of the show before I forget it, because I didn't take notes on that shit. But Sheamus and Cesaro versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose for the Tag Team Championship. So there was a segment earlier in the night where Sheamus and Cesaro went to Kurt Angle, and they were like, hey, bro, you last week tested The Miz and Alexa Bliss to see if they were worthy of going to the Survivor Series and defending Raw's honor. You haven't tested Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. They're your little Shield buddies. They don't get tested. So you know what? So you had fucking whatchamacallit, Mr. Kurt Angle. He says, stop trying to manipulate me. If you want a title shot, say it straight up. They said it straight up, and they got their title shot. So here we are. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. This matchup was absolutely great. It really, really was. You had everything. These guys put it all on the line here tonight. Near falls there. The high, intense, fast-paced action there. The spots there. It was all there. Very, very good tag team matchup. You've seen this matchup before. You saw the matchup they put on at No Mercy where Cesaro had teeth lodged into his gums. We saw more of that here tonight on Monday Night Raw. And there's no doubt but to say that that is nothing but good. So you had this very, very good tag team matchup. And as Sheamus and Cesaro are pretty much about to win, bro. They are putting Dean Ambrose out, or was it Seth Rollins out, bro. They did the fucking Road Warriors finishing maneuver where Sheamus had Seth Rollins in powerbomb position, and Cesaro comes down from the top rope with an elbow on Rollins. Rollins manages to kick out. They look for the white noise combination, but then you hear the New Day music start playing. I believe it was after that. The New Day's music starts playing. They come out from the Raptors like they did when SmackDown Live attacked, when SmackDown Live took Monday Night Raw under siege, right? So they come from the Raptors. They have mics in their hands. They start talking shit about Monday Night Raw. That was actually absolutely hilarious. They were like, I'm surprised y'all are all still awake after 3 hours of this B show. To be quite honest, I'm surprised I'm awake during Raw or SmackDown Live on Monday and Tuesday. I'm awake for NXT. Raw and SmackDown? Not quite. Anyways, bro, they start talking shit about how Raw is the B show, blobbity blobbity, they suck. When SmackDown attacked Monday Night Raw, what did Monday Night Raw do? Nothing. That's the way they were saying it. Nothing, right? What did they do? Nothing. When SmackDown Live, or when SmackDown Live did a bunch of shit to Monday Night Raw, Raw did nothing, right? So, what did the New Day do? So, you see in the backstage, Kurt Angle, he has a whole Raw locker room assembling behind them. They make their way to the stage. They start surrounding the ring, and eventually they start running up the goddamn stairs, up the stairs of the arena, trying to get to the New Day. And the New Day is like, you know what? We already fooled you. We're out of here. So they're out of there. They run away as some members of the Raw locker room are just going up and running after them. Meanwhile, you have Sheamus hit Mr. whoever it was, Seth Rollins, I believe, with the bro kick out of nowhere off the distraction. Sheamus and Cesaro were looking up at the New Day the entire time. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose were looking up at the New Day the entire time. So Sheamus hit the bro kick on, I believe, Seth Rollins. 1, 2, 3. Out of nowhere, we have new tag team champions, and that's how you end the show. So clearly, Sheamus and Cesaro are warranted, or Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are warranted a rematch. And you might even have it next week. I'm not sure. But for now, in the context of where we are right now, this makes no goddamn sense. I mean, if this is the way they did it, you're probably going to have Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, who have a tag team championship matchup against the Usos tomorrow night. If that's the case, you're probably going to have them win their tag team championship match. And you're going to end up with Sheamus and Cesaro versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable, which, what would you rather see? Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus the Usos, or Sheamus and Cesaro versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin? I know which match I'd rather see, and it is the former. It really, really is. So I don't know why the hell WWE is going this direction, but to me, it makes no goddamn sense. And to be quite honest, you really should have kept this untouched. If you wanted to touch something up, it would have been Alexa Bliss and Natalya. You would have had Natalya lose the SmackDown Women's Championship to Charlotte, and then you would have had a dream match in and of itself with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. If it would have been up to me, you would have had The Miz lose his Intercontinental Championship to whoever it may be. He should have lost it maybe even to Matt Hardy a week ago when he defended it. I mean, Baron Corbin versus The Miz sounds absolutely dreadful. And I know you guys feel the same way as well, because why would anybody want to see that matchup? Heel versus heel, pussy versus pussy. That's really what it is. They're both chicken shit heels, bro. You have Baron Corbin being attacked and beaten up by Sin Cara on Smackdown Live. Do you really expect me to be excited for a matchup like that? Anyways, bro, that's really what you have planned. The Survivor Series, the one saving grace of that pay-per-view with these champion versus champion matches was exactly that. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus the Usos, and now you're even getting rid of that. Just so ass backwards. So ass backwards, bro. I don't believe it. I really don't, but as I get up here, grab my phone, and we go back to the beginning of the show. We go back to the beginning of the show, and where were we? Where were we to start off this show? Raw from Manchester, England here tonight. Tape show. And The Miz actually started off the show here tonight. He was in the ring with The Miztourage for another quote-unquote must-see edition of Miz TV. Before we got started, Miz had words for his Survivor Series opponent, United States Champion Baron Corbin, and they've been shitting on each other on social media. It's been pretty funny what the two have had to say to each other. The Miz has been more intense. Baron Corbin has been just throwing cheap shots. He's like, it's going to be a cool moment for you when your baby is looking up on you and saying daddy, right? Saying daddy for the first time. Well, it's going to be an even cooler moment when at Survivor Series, you're looking up at me and saying daddy. So, ha 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 ha, right? This matchup is going to be absolutely dreadful. And the fact that WWE doesn't realize that is dreadful in and of itself. Anyways, Miz says, he rips Corbin and says he better bring his A game at Survivor Series because he's going to beat Corbin so badly and do something Corbin can never do. Make him and his title relevant. Miz goes on and introduces tonight's Miz TV guest. Out comes Raw General Manager Kurt Angle to a big pop. Angle tells Miz he has Angle's full support in the matchup with Corbin. Miz says he can't say the same for Angle, so this pretty much turns into a debate between both these guys. Angle brings up how he can still go and how Miz should know firsthand after the recent WWE TLC pay-per-view where Angle was against the Miz in a matchup. Miz, he shows us a video of Raw Commissioner Stephanie McMahon threatening Angle with his job if he doesn't produce results at Survivor Series as team captain. Angle says he's not going anywhere. He hypes the Raw 25th anniversary episode in January, which sounds so goddamn scripted, by the way. Why are you scripting Kurt Angle? Why? I mean, Miz doesn't sound scripted. Is Miz just good at cutting promos. I mean, Kurt Angle didn't sound like this. He didn't sound as scripted in the Attitude Era, so why are you scripting this guy? Makes no goddamn sense to me. He sounds awful. He really does, especially against The Miz on the mic. My God. Anyways, he goes on and brings up SmackDown Commissioner Shane McMahon, who has an inferior complex because they will always be the B show. Angle says they will prove that at Survivor Series. Miz reminds Angle of the Under Siege attack from 2 weeks ago and shows us a replay on the big screen. Miz asks Angle how he retaliated, and then he shows us a video of SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan in his office and ordered Kane, and how Angle ordered Kane to attack him. Miz says SmackDown won't be happy about this, and he wouldn't be surprised if they attacked again tonight. Angle says they wouldn't dare, and he had nothing to do with the attack. Angle apologizes to Bryan and says he has nothing but respect for Bryan. Miz goes on and brings up how Angle set them up to be attacked by Braun Strowman last week. Miz says that he and Bo were lucky enough to escape, but Axel wasn't. Fans, they start chanting for Axel, and by the way, Curtis Axel's face as Miz was cheering for him and as the crowd was cheering for him was absolutely fucking hilarious. I was dying, bro. My God. His face was one of a belittled pussy. Anyways, he was wearing a neck brace here tonight. Miz says Bryan doesn't deserve an apology. Axel does. They have more words and more tension. Miz says if Angle had nothing to do with last week's attack by Braun, then why did he put Braun on Team Raw the very next day? Angle says they had nothing to do with each other and Braun deserves to be on Team Raw. Angle says Braun is one hell of a negotiator because he had to promise Braun one thing. Miz wonders what that is, and Angle says it's a match against The Miz. Fans, they get a huge pop out of that. Miz drops to his knees and he starts begging Angle like a fucking pussy. But Angle leaves as his music plays. And Angle, at one point in this interview, I don't know why this article didn't mention it because I did not take notes on this opening segment. This was from a website. That's why it was so goddamn boring. Anyways, there was a point where Angle stood up and The Miz, he started talking nicely to Kurt Angle. So clearly Miz playing this chicken shit heel character. And I mean, typical opening segment of Monday Night Raw. The matchup was established: Braun Strowman versus The Miz. Nothing to write home about. If it was for the Intercontinental Championship, then it would have been something to write home about, because then I'd love to see Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin, but how credible would that be? Braun Strowman would clearly dominate right there. But there are rumors that Braun Strowman is next in line to challenge and win that Intercontinental Championship. And I think, like we reported on Behind the Mic, that Baron Corbin, or Braun Strowman I should say, is going to be much, much better with that Intercontinental Championship. He's going to do much better things for that Intercontinental Championship than The Miz will. And I think we could both agree on that. Elias sat in the middle of the ring without his guitar, saying that he feels naked because one of his babies has already been taken to the sky. So then they showed the guitar hanging from the ring post, because this was a guitar on a pole match. My God. He says that last week Jason Jordan took away one of his babies, saying that that's not going to stop him from putting on a performance. He asked if we want to hear Wonderwall, with him saying that he has his own song. And as he started trashing on the city, which was absolutely hilarious, massive heel heat like always, Jason Jordan came out. So it's Elias Sampson versus Jason Jordan on guitar on a pole match. This was okay. Nothing special at all was seen here. Jason Jordan won, grabbed the guitar. And by the way, so fake with how slow these guys are to get to the guitar. There was literally a point in this matchup where the guitar was sitting on the floor next to him. And instead of picking up the guitar and hitting Jason Jordan with the guitar, Elias Sampson was stomping out Jason Jordan. Why would you stomp out Jason Jordan when the guitar's right there? Hit him with the goddamn guitar and finish the match. Anyways, Jason Jordan plopped Mr. Elias Sampson on the back with the guitar, and it was over. So there you go. Kurt Angle was talked to. Okay, we talked about this. We talked about this in the opening segments, which we actually talked about as the main event. We talked about as the opening segment. So we talked about that. It's just a segment where Sheamus and Cesaro talked Kurt Angle into giving them a championship matchup here tonight. Then we go to Asuka. Asuka, once again, I want to see this continue to build up. Maybe next week you'll give her another jobber. And then after that, the next week you will give her 2 jobbers to fight. Then the week after that you'll give her 3 jobbers to fight. And then you'll give her 4, and she'll dominate all of them in the ring at the same time. Bada boom shakalaka. Then you can move her to a Dana Brooke. Then she can start working her way up to a Sasha and a Bayley. Take it slow with Asuka, bro. You don't need to have her go immediately into that championship picture. By Royal Rumble WrestleMania time, have her destroy Alexa Bliss, then move Charlotte to Monday Night Raw, and go to Charlotte versus Asuka, unless Ronda Rousey comes into the WWE by then. And you have Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte going into WrestleMania. So I don't know what they plan to do there, but Asuka should definitely be women's champion by WrestleMania, and they should have Asuka WrestleMania plans in mind, if you ask me. And if you were asking me, it'd be Asuka versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Move Bayley and Sasha over to Smackdown Live, and you would have Bayley and Sasha, heel Sasha versus babyface Bayley, and you'd have Sasha versus Bayley for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. That's what I would do going into WrestleMania, but that's just me. WWE is probably going to do something completely different because, as shown by a lot of the things they did on the show here tonight, they are complete buffoons. We go to... Oh, and by the way, Asuka destroyed Stacey Coates on this goddamn show. And Alicia Fox actually added Asuka to the Raw Women's team at Survivor Series. So, if Asuka's on Team Raw for Survivor Series, that should mean that Raw is winning. Asuka should not be pinned. She should not be eliminated. She should win the matchup for Raw. You can eliminate everybody else. Have Asuka be the sole survivor. Have Asuka eliminate everybody on SmackDown. I don't care. Make Asuka look good and do not pin her. That's all you need to do. That's it. I wouldn't be surprised if WWE pinned Asuka in the Survivor Series matchup and said, well, Asuka's still not defeated because it was a Survivor Series matchup, so it doesn't count. I wouldn't be surprised if they fucking did that, bro. If they did that, I would be livid. But, Asuka was added to the Survivor Series matchup, despite the bullshit that could go on. Titus O'Neil was interviewed being asked why he requested a matchup with Samoa Joe. I have that exact same question. Why would you request a matchup with Samoa Joe? Do you have a death wish? Gotta be kidding me with that one. Not a lot if I could speak here. That would be absolutely glorious. Anyways, I'm wondering the same thing. Why would you request a matchup with Samoa Joe? Do you want to die? And that's exactly what happened to Titus O'Neil, because Samoa Joe attacked Titus O'Neil from behind, blasted Apollo Crews into oblivion. I don't know where the hell Apollo Crews went. And then I think he even locked Titus O'Neil into the Coquina Clutch on stage. So he took the mic, and Samoa Joe's so fantastic on the microphone. Every time I see Samoa Joe take a microphone, I jump up in joy, bro. Because this guy is amazing on the microphone. He takes the mic and he says that it doesn't matter if you are as big and powerful as Titus O'Neil or as athletic as Apollo Crews, you will still be taken down. He said that he's not done yet here tonight, so whoever wants to fight him, come out and get some. None other than Finn Balor comes out, and again, I cannot stress this enough. Why is this matchup being given away on free TV? This, if you're gonna do it, should be a full-fledged feud. If you're gonna do it, It should be on pay-per-view. There's no reason for a matchup the magnitude of Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe should be given away on Monday Night Raw. But then again, on the contrary to that, you had Finn Balor beaten by Kane just 2 weeks ago. So what can I tell you? This matchup really doesn't hold that much value. But this actually turned out to be a very good matchup, because what do you expect? Clearly, Samoa Joe and Finn Balor are going to put on a damn good matchup. It ended in the right result, too, because neither of them took the pin. When the match ended, it was a countout. And Samoa Joe, you really got to say, he was in an interview, too, and he was like, really, I've been wrestling, or the reports have been saying that Samoa Joe has been wrestling at 80% at most this entire time. You see that Samoa Joe is refreshed. This is really the first break he's taken in his how many years with WWE now? Like 2-3 years with WWE Samoa Joe has had. And this is really his first break. And he's really been wrestling at 80% is what I've been hearing. And now Samoa Joe, he looks well rested. You can tell from what he's doing in the ring. Samoa Joe looks good. He looks well rested. He looks energized to be doing this. I like it. It's a new, refreshed Samoa Joe. And you can see that in his body of work. But both men look very good in this matchup. And in the end, they started a big brawl on the outside that just had me drooling. It really did, to see a full-fledged Balor versus Joe feud. Because, I mean, what these two can do. You've seen what they did in NXT, bro. The feud Samoa Joe and Finn Balor had in NXT was absolutely phenomenal. The matches weren't amazing, but they were physical, and they were good. They were good. And with the well-rested Samoa Joe now, Finn Balor being more adjusted to the WWE style on the main roster with the excitement of that as well, I think these two can produce a damn good program if given the right booking. But knowing WWE, they ain't going to be given the right booking. They're going to be given that Bray Wyatt Finn Balor type booking where it makes no goddamn sense. But then again, how hard is it to book Samoa Joe and Finn Balor? It's not as difficult as WWE seems to find booking Bray Wyatt, because with Bray Wyatt, you gotta get all spooky, man. Garbage. But a bunch of referees came down, and Kurt Angle came out to announce that both Finn Balor and Samoa Joe were going to be in the men's Raw Survivor Series match because of their fighting spirits. That is definitely something that they could use on the Raw team. So I like it. I really, really, really do like it. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. This was expected. I mean, really, who else are you going to put on there, bro? I was surprised to learn that Jason Jordan was the final member. But we'll talk about that. And I just realized Pete Dunne beat Enzo by countout in WWE 2K18. I don't like that whatsoever. Pete Dunne should be beating Enzo Amore with that pump handle flatline and that bitter end. But there you go. Countout. Gotta be kidding me with that one. Moving on here, we do move on. Kurt Angle told Jason Jordan that he's been doing well in that ring as of late, and he wants someone that he can trust, and there's no one he trusts more than Jason Jordan, so he's putting in Jason Jordan as the final member of Team Raw. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Jason Jordan? I mean, it will definitely give him a rub, but Jason Jordan is just a charisma vacuum, bro. This guy has no fucking charisma whatsoever. What's even his gimmick? Being the son of Kurt Angle is a gimmick now? Give this guy a gimmick, bro. My God. You got some great gimmicks in WWE. You got Ty Dillinger, got a fucking number over. Samoa Joe the Destroyer, right? Finn Balor the Demon. Bray Wyatt, the new face of fear. Got some nice gimmicks in WWE now. Bobby Roode with the glorious Bobby Roode. You got some great gimmicks, bro. Yet you're telling me you can't find anything to give Jason Jordan? The only gimmick he got for Jason Jordan is the son of Kurt Angle? You gotta be kidding me with that one. Absolutely garbage. Mike Rome interviewed Bayley and Sasha Banks, calling them two of the greatest performers of all time. You gotta be kidding me with that one, bro. Mike Rome, go fuck yourself. They cut an absolutely awful, overly scripted promo that I'm not even gonna bother to read to you. After this, we went to Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Nia Jax and Alicia Fox. Sasha made Alicia tap out and was added to the team, the Raw team, and Alicia Fox, so cringeworthy. She was like, Sasha, you know what, I need you, so you're on the team. Bayley left out. So I'm guessing Bayley's going to be left out, and that's going to lead to tension between Bayley and Sasha. Is that what was going to happen? Is Bayley going to be the one to turn heel on Sasha? I'd like to see it, no doubt about it. Is WWE going to do it? I think they're too retarded to, so I don't know. We'll see. Braun Strowman versus The Miz is what took us into the 10 o'clock hour. I was actually enjoying seeing Braun Strowman throw around The Miz. Taraj beat the shit out of The Miz. But unfortunately, WWE had to ruin that because Kane came out and he tried to battle Braun, but he got hit with the power slam, sat up like he's The Undertaker or some shit, and that means anything. And then he got clotheslined out of the ring just to land on his feet. So, he's gone. I don't know where the hell Kane went. Miz and Bo Dallas tried to attack Braun Strowman from behind. That was a stupid idea because Miz took a power slam anyways. So there you go. Braun Strowman super over as a babyface. I like it. Braun Strowman versus The Miz. I expect to see that as an Intercontinental Championship match in the future. And hopefully, since that is an Intercontinental Championship match in the future, we can see Braun Strowman pick up that Intercontinental title and do something of value with it. Because The Miz ain't doing shit, bro. Talking shit about Baron Corbin on Twitter. Who cares? Not I. Renee Young interviewed Rollins and Ambrose, saying that they weren't expecting it, but they didn't win those titles they weren't expecting to defend the titles here tonight, but they didn't win those titles not to defend them, with Rollins saying that they're going to beat Sheamus and Cesaro and go on to beat Smackdown Live's the Usos, asking Renee if she likes Sheamus and Cesaro. Renee said she's impartial, but Rollins and Ambrose said nobody likes them because they smell, Sheamus' mohawk is garbage, and Cesaro has that whole teeth situation. He said that Sheamus and Cesaro say that they are the bar, but in reality, the real bar is the Shield fist bump. And then, as they walk off, Renee, so cringeworthy, does the Shield fist bump like a little fangirl when they're gone. My God. My God, bro. This is not a Saturday morning cartoon. This is not Disney Channel. This is not Nickelodeon, bro. Stop it with the cringeworthy child garbage. Enzo Amore cuts a promo and says he's the greatest thing to hit the UK since the bubonic plague. Enzo, that's what you remind me of. Every time I see you on my television, every time I watch Monday Night Raw, I feel like I have the bubonic plague, bro. Enzo goes on bragging about how great he is before taking shots at Survivor Series opponent Kalisto. The music finally interrupts and out comes Kalisto. Kalisto rushes the ring and Enzo retreats to the apron. Kalisto, he goes to ringside and takes a seat. Enzo, absolutely hilarious. He's like, yeah, exactly. Think twice before you get in this ring with me. Probably 2 more thoughts than you've had all day. That made me fucking laugh because, I mean, that's actually fucking funny. But, who is fighting Enzo Amore here today? It is none other than the Bruiserweight, the United Kingdom champion, Pete Dunne. Ooh, I started absolutely laughing my ass off in pure joy that Pete Dunne was on Monday Night Raw here tonight. And really, you should be doing that more often. Showcase the UK Championship on Monday Night Raw. Have Pete Dunne defended against a Wolfgang, a Trent Seven, a Tyler Bate. You're telling me if you put Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne for 15 minutes on Monday Night Raw in the caliber matchup they had at NXT TakeOver Chicago, screw the commercial breaks, that wouldn't get over? I know for a fact it fucking would, bro. It'd be the best thing all night. You'd want to have those UK guys on your show each and every single week. But Pete Dunne came out to fight Enzo Amore. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. That's the best he got. Pete Dunne versus Enzo Amore. Joking me. The look on Pete Dunne's face as he's seen Enzo Amore in front of him, I started laughing my ass off, bro. Pete Dunne was just like, what the fuck am I looking at, bro? You look like an absolute clown. And I could not agree more. Pete Dunne is absolutely priceless, bro. He is. Enzo Amore tried to get a dirty pin with the foot on the ropes on Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne, goddamn. The dumb one was the referee, blind as a goddamn bat, did not see it. Kalisto had to alert him. I was afraid that Enzo Amore was about to pick up a win over Pete Dunne. If that would have happened, I would have said, yeah, you know what? Keep Pete Dunne off of Monday Night Raw. My God. And by the way, I tweeted this out. Probably one of the only things I tweeted out today because I didn't want to get spoiled about anything else on Twitter. I was trying to stay off social media, but I was like, what the fuck is that beautiful UK championship, bro? That beautiful United Kingdom championship doing anywhere near the ugly-ass Cruiserweight championship. Makes no goddamn sense to me, bro. My lord. I mean, I tweeted that out and people were like, I was like, isn't it illegal to have the UK championship that close to such a shitty-ass Cruiserweight championship? And people were like, it's not only illegal, it's a sin. You know what? I completely agree with you. It is a sin, bro. God is shaming upon WWE for allowing that to happen. Next time I see Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw, which you should have him on Raw more often, by the way, I want to see him against actual talent. I don't want that to happen, and that's a concern I have. Pete Dunne, because he's 205 pounds, that's why they call him the Bruiserweight. I don't want him to eventually end up on 205 Live. No fucking way. If that ends up happening, I'm just going to be fucking absolutely pissed off. I want to see Pete Dunne going against your Universal Champion. I want to see Pete Dunne going against your fucking Intercontinental Champion, whoever that is at the time. I want to see Pete Dunne in top tier talent. Let this guy get out there. Make this guy fucking known. This guy is fantastic, and he could have really, if he wanted to, come out here and put on a nice ass match for us. A damn good match for us on Monday Night Raw, showing what the UK division is all about. We saw a 5-minute match from Pete Dunne where he did beat Enzo Amore. It was the right result, but still not what I wanted to see from Pete Dunne. It was exciting to see him, but next time we see Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw, if we even see him the next time at all, I want to see him in an actual matchup. This was not a matchup. He was against Enzo Amore. The guy's a joke. Anyways, Kalisto alerted the referee that Enzo had his foot on the rope. Enziguri by Pete Dunne, which sends Enzo into the turnbuckle. Pump handle flatliner. Bitter end. Looked absolutely beautiful. I wish he would have done the X-Plex where he just fucking takes you and flips you in the air and then the bitter end, but he did not do it. He just did the bitter end, and it was 1, 2, 3, lights out for Enzo. And we already covered the main event. It was a short promo by Alexa Bliss. She really did not say anything that mattered. So, there you have it. Monday Night Raw here tonight. Tell me what you guys thought of this show in the comments section below. Make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. If you enjoyed what you heard here, make sure to go check out all the other content. Behind the Mic, episode number 43. The breaking news story. Chris Jericho challenging Kenny Omega for the NWJP. What the fuck do you even call it? The fucking IWGP United States Championship. We're talking about that at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in the Tokyo Dome on January 4th. Make sure to go check that out. Make sure to go check out your Raw and Smackdown reviews for last week. Pay-per-view reviews on the channel. Last pay-per-view reviewed, if I could speak here. The last pay-per-view we reviewed was TLC 2 weeks ago. You can also make sure to go check out or await the Survivor Series week that is coming. Huge week coming, and the best way to stay tuned for that is to subscribe. Links to the last 10 videos are in the description below, so make sure to go check that out. Twitter account of the same name. We were not tweeting tonight, but we do usually live tweet with Raws, Smackdowns, pay-per-views, NXT TakeOver specials, and pretty much any time WWE goes live with any programming. So make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling channel. Go check out that Twitter account and follow Twitter account of the same name, Ringside Wrestling. And of course, make sure to comment, like, do all that good stuff. Because for now, this has been Joel Perez of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you next time, right here on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And actually, next time is tomorrow night for Smackdown Live. I will see you tomorrow night for Smackdown Live. Championship matchup. Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles. And the Usos versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. See you tomorrow for Smackdown Live.